Bueno, mi gente, bienvenidos nuevamente a lo que va a ser nuestro podcast. El que nos escucha o nos ha escuchado sabe que tenemos un segmento que se llama Detrás de la Comedia. El segmento de hoy va a ser un poquito diferente a lo que acostumbramos a hacer, porque el segmento de hoy va a ser en inglés. Así que, right now we'll make this flip, the switch. We'll flip the switch, and we will call this Behind the Comedy. Today's guest, somebody very special, somebody that's like a wife to me. Um, None of this doesn't happen if it's not for this person. Um, Very simple introduction, but very meaningful. This person is not Puerto Rican. This person is Hawaiian. My beautiful wife, Theora. You guys know her on Instagram as Hawaiian Aura. Clap it up, clap it up. Yeah, clap for yourself, damn it. Welcome to your very own studio and
Great to
our
be here.
podcast setup. Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Oh, now we're gonna be shy.
I'm not shy.
Smacking people around, taking people's money, and now we're gonna act shy. Say something. Introduce yourself. Matter of fact, speak to your camera.
Hello, everybody. Everyone knows me as Hawaiian Aura. I am from Hawaii, so a lot of people mistake me for being Spanish, more known Puerto Rican.
She is Puerto Rican by injection.
So, um, yeah, this is me. I mean, you get to see us make the videos every day. Um,
No. Hold on.
what?
Forget the videos. We're not gonna talk about the videos
Oh,
just yet.
okay.
Let's let's give people a light intro. Let's go back to I don't know. Give us a little bit of your let's not say childhood, but teenage years, without getting into too much craziness. Walk us through being born and raised in Hawaii, the moving around. Because I could give everybody the story, but I think it'll mean something a little different if they hear it from you.
Okay, so simply, I am the oldest of 13. I was I'm from Waimanalo, but I relocated after my mom got remarried. We were military brats at the time. Um, we ended up moving to North Carolina, California, basically everywhere before I joined the military myself at 18,
Where she met the man of her dreams.
where I met the man of my dreams, in Korea. I lived there for 2 years. I met Jose in my second year, and it was history after that.
You want to tell people about some of your craziness in Korea?
I may have been locked up
Oh,
one night for underage drinking, but that's neither here nor there. And then, my Prince Charming saved me from a lot of the activities.
yeah, which code word for I bailed her ass out because
But
she got. Not only did she get arrested for underage drinking, she was what do you call this? An expert at stealing, at
why would you say that?
at doing all. Let's just say a bunch of illegal activity.
Okay, so I'm not a thief, but when I would drink a little, some took over me and it wasn't
Which, by the way, do not drink if you are underage because
yes.
you will get arrested, like my beautiful wife did here.
Yeah, that was an experience. But I lived a little before I settled down, so makes all the difference.
Well, yeah. There's a lot more crazy stories about Korea. We'll skip through those for security purposes. Um, you want to get into a little bit of your actual military background. I feel like people want to know. I feel like people see the comedic side of what we do, the pranking, the clowning, the betting, all that stuff, and hence the name of the segment, Behind the Comedy. I want people to get to know why the comedy. I like to think that people have different experiences. Sometimes situations in life. Some of the best comics were usually people that were dealing with a lot of depression things like that. Not saying that you dealt with a lot of depression, things like that, but give people a little bit of who you were from, let's say, I don't know, 20 years to 22 years.
So I would say I had my fair share. Like I said, I'm the oldest of 13. And so we played a lot of pranks on each other as I was younger. And that kind of made me who I am. Um, I think my brothers and sisters still do it. Matter of fact, my mom has a channel or an Instagram herself that shows that my siblings are still very prank-like. Um, I can't remember her handle. I believe.
Safari, something.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. You
So,
continue talking.
yeah, so my mom has a channel with my siblings that are still there with her. Um, it kind of made things fun. I noticed that I only had Halia and we have Jacob, and it's a quiet house in comparison to what I grew up in. So we used to play pranks on each other, and then I met Jose, and I'm the kind of person that likes to make light of situations where I am actually upset. So, um, you know, a few things here and there. Actually,
A few. I would
um,
love for people to hear the story where, matter of fact, I'll let you tell it.
which one?
Um, I can't remember what we must have argued about or what you must have been upset at, because I really don't. All I know is that in the middle of the night, I woke up to use the restroom, and we had a high bed. We still have a high bed actually, almost where you kind of have to like hop off the bed to obviously down on the floor.
Mhm.
And when I did that, I landed on maybe 8,000 pieces of Legos.
So my grandpa always used to say that you should not go to sleep angry at your partner. Um, should. So should not. And Jose has a wonderful
It's a
ability
gift,
to
a
fall
gift from
asleep
God.
in literally a second. I have never met anybody quicker than that. But so when we're upset and I'm talking to him, he falls asleep and I mean, what am I going to do, right? So I made fun of it by putting Legos on the floor so that way he would remember that we don't go to sleep upset.
It worked. I try not to go to sleep upset at her anymore. If we argue, I apologize and then I go to sleep happy because waking up to 8,000 pieces of Legos underneath your feet, it's a horrible experience. On top of the fact that I hate anything that has to do with my hands and feet, to me it's the worst kind of pain you could go through. So, yeah, she's very creative.
Yeah. You know, I got to teach him a few things. Sometimes it's easier than smacking him for real across the face. I know we make the videos about it, but uh it makes light of the situation and he remembers that I will be back.
Your mom's Instagram, by the way, is safari.24 underscore.
So safari.24 underscore is my mom's channel. If you would like to see more of my siblings and where I get this energy and comedy style background, watch.
Well, you mentioned Halia and Jacob, which, by the way, for a lot of people that follow us, maybe don't know the full story. Jacob is my son. I had Jacob at 19, 20 years old. Um, Deora came into his life at the time that he was 3, right? Just turning 3 or a
Hmm.
little bit after he turned 3. Jacob's 16 now. She's basically mom to him. So that a lot of people ask, "Oh, where's your son? Where's this? Or how come we don't see him in videos?" He lives with his mom, and he spends some time with us afterwards. Halia is our daughter, and hence why you guys see her more on videos and those kind of things. Halia being a spin image of her mother. They both drive me crazy. So, that being said, tell us about the mother. What is motherhood to you personally?
Well, when I grew up, I knew I wanted to be a mom. I didn't think it was going to be as early as it was, but I absolutely loved that time with her being able to teach her how to read because she was in school when COVID happened. Just things that you really feel the pride of later. Um, I know a lot of people didn't really, they kind of waited for school to come back around for the kids to learn to read. I took pride in teaching her that. She was very rambunctious as a child, but I feel like as she got older, she hangs around with adults a lot. So she spends a lot of that time with us, doing things, going places. She's like 30 years old, really. But I've always loved it. I helped raise my siblings as they were young. And yeah, it's different when you have your own. I enjoy seeing her grow into the young lady that she is. She loves volleyball. Hopefully she takes us to UH one day because I would love for her to play so we could go back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing journey with the kids both, really, because even Jacob, I was raised as I mean, I was a stepchild, so I kind of decided that I was gonna do certain things as a stepmom, um, keep in consideration like what it was that I wanted and what I didn't like. And yeah, I mean, it's great. And now they're old enough to stay at home by themselves.
Well, we go party.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So it's nice.
Yeah. Well, from my standpoint, um, I think when it comes to being a mother, whether it's stepmom or mom, whatever it is, I think to me it's all the same. It's a mom, somebody who's stepping up and taking care of business. So, uh, from my standpoint, you do an amazing job.
Yeah.
Um, Constant work. Um, we require discipline from these kids, which a lot of kids lack nowadays.
Mhm.
And responsibility. So when it comes to that, you are a lot better than me, just because I am the soft one at home. So a lot of this couldn't even be done if it's not the way you handle things. So I'm sorry. God damn it. That shit is fucking me up.
He told me to ignore it.
But do they know that we're fucking recording? God damn.
It sounds like they're flushing a jet ski, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, could be.
It
Holy
sounds like
fuck.
that.
Sons of bitches. We might have to move the goddamn studio. We might have to do the podcast in the front. Fuck.
Now we're just gonna have to insulate that a little better. But
No, that's extremely insulated.
the top, you did it.
Yeah, but god damn.
I don't post enough on my stories for people to be like, "Oh yeah, I actually know who Deora is." So I feel like you could tell anything right
People
now.
don't know who they are. Is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So you
Feel like
really,
too reserved.
I'm not reserved by any means. If anybody knows me, I'm the least reserved person.
I don't know. I'll say otherwise.
I'm not reserved at all.
I have to force you to get on social media.
That was different. That's not reserved. That was me. I mistake humbleness for being in front of the camera. And that was, we both did that.
I think it was a different time though. When we get into making videos or content creation, started off in the restaurant. We did that because we needed business to pick up. We weren't looking to be influencers or
No.
famous people or stand up comics or any of that. We did it because we wanted business to do better, and
Mhm. And then I saw the money. You see how I'm always smacking him, taking his money, jipping him. It's life. I absolutely love money because I love shopping. I love buying things. I love going on trips. I love all the things. Being the oldest of 13 wasn't a joke, guys. Okay? I had slim options. So I had to tell myself that when I got older, I was going to give it all to myself. And, I
oh,
follow
she
the
does.
money.
She definitely gives it all to herself.
I enjoy traveling. I enjoy the life. So, another reason I didn't have any more kids. So, for everybody who keeps telling me to have more kids,
Yeah, no, we will not. No, we're good.
I'm good where
We're
I'm at.
good where we're at. We have a dog.
A cat?
There's mixed feelings about the dog on my end. The cat's cool.
Because she takes
Mm,
care of herself. That's the only reason he says
yeah.
that.
And then I still have one fish left. I had a fish tank with like 60 fishes.
I didn't even know it
I'm
was
down.
still alive.
I'm down to one fish. Yeah. He's like, bro, this fish is I think he's like bomb proof. This guy refuses to die.
I
I feed
can't.
him, but
When he remembers.
he's got to be going wild in that tank. It's 160 gallon and there's one cichlid, an African cichlid. He's got to feel like a king in there with
Alone
nothing
like
in
you.
there. It's crazy. But yeah, when we definitely, I would say the money. Uh,
That's kind of what got
we
me
yeah
following that side for us because truth be told, we didn't even know if we were going to be holding on to the restaurant. So,
yeah, situation was bad when the videos started when we started doing the videos. They start working. Restaurant starts picking up. Start doing a lot better, but um we never thought about doing what we're doing now. So I remember getting home one day and I'm telling her, hey, uh, if we do this at home, I think we'll see good results. I think we'll get good numbers. And she was like, I'm not doing no videos. I'm not doing this and that. So I had to show her. I'm like, look, this is what we've made last month at the restaurant with videos. She said, well, in that case,
yeah, that
I'll
was
do
all
some
it took,
acting.
guys, just to see what it was that we were making on the business side. Um, but I enjoy working. I'm very much a labor worker. You tell me what to do, I get it done. Um, Jose is like opposite, right? I mean, not that he doesn't like working. Sure. Um,
Just
he
a lazy bum.
it's not that he doesn't like working. It's that if Jose can pay, find,
Oh, wow.
hire anyone to do what he needs to do, he's a visionary. I can't knock him for that.
That's what we
Um,
call people that don't work.
no,
Damn.
it's that I like to be at work. Like I'm a hard worker. I can't even. I'm like El Viejo. Like we are the same. I will be at work with my hands. I'll make my own stuff. I'll build it if you want me to. But Jose's like, we could pay somebody for that. Let me see if I could get that built out. So, this
Wow.
is actually a beautiful, well, all the things that we've come into business with have been from our own hands though. So I can't say that he doesn't do it. I've seen him.
I work hard. I just believe in spending my time on the actual things or the tasks that matter. Like for example, right now, if we're here doing this and I don't have John and his cousin back there doing what they do, this doesn't happen. She thinks she has to do your job plus all this other stuff that
Not in
happens.
this scenario, but in any
It
other.
applies in every scenario. I think that's been one of the best things I've learned in business, which was understanding how to work your business or how to grow your business versus working in your business. And obviously there's a time where you have to do things because there was times I go back to the food truck. I used to be the one that took the order, made the food, packed the order, handed out the order. There was one person in there. Even at the restaurant. When we started at the restaurant, I was in the line cooking and prepping and then sometimes in the front. Do I do that now? No, but it's not because I can't do it or don't want to do it. It's just that
Yeah.
now we focus on how to grow the business. And then also we provide opportunity. We have, we went from being a one person food truck to having over 20 employees that all make a decent living. They all love their job. We pay them well. We have a great team. We haven't had to hire anybody, which you're not too involved in this, but we haven't had to hire anybody new in over 2 years.
Yeah.
No restaurant can say that. If you have a restaurant that can say that, holla at me because I think I'm calling bullshit. Y'all liars.
Okay.
Nobody could do that.
Well, I think a lot of people outside of people who know us don't really know how the Mofongo King came about. And I'm sure he's told this story in um on the channel before. It just was in Spanish, so I'm just gonna elaborate on that a little bit because I feel like no, now everybody on social media knows us from what we do for social media, but they don't know like how we ended up doing this. So basically, we moved down here to Florida. We bought a grocery store. We ended up with a food truck that your dad was the one who set that up, right?
Yeah.
So we got the food truck and we were selling tacos, but down here it was kind of like a thing, like it happens everywhere you go. Like I'm from Hawaii. If you go to I don't know, anywhere that you're supposed to see like a Hawaiian making something or like food wise, right? It's the same thing with anything else. So making tacos, not only were we making tacos or they were making tacos as Puerto Ricans, um, they
So, okay, so that people can understand.
mhm,
The grocery store that we got is a Central American, South American store.
yeah,
So that's already way out of our Puerto Rican comfort zone, at least for me. Um, but the area that we were in, we came across that business because of my mom knowing
yeah,
somebody. So long story short, we get it. We get the food truck to have tacos because, excuse me, a lot of those businesses, in order for them to flourish, you have to have a kitchen in it.
yep.
If they don't have a kitchen, uh, they don't really do well in the sense of sales. So we do that. That did bad. We were doing horrible. Not only because
You don't make a lot of money making tacos,
you
I
do,
feel
there's
like.
plenty of businesses to make a lot of money. It's just we didn't know how to handle that business at the time. For I was 25,
Yeah.
never having. I had no experience owning anything with food, so way too many losses, way too much, uh, just mismanagement, a bunch of stuff. So, fast forward to I take you to Puerto Rico for the first time.
Yeah, so in September 2015, Jose takes me for my first time to Puerto Rico. Um, we stayed in, I can never say this because there's literally an R after it. Dorado.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
oh, you
Okay.
said that right, Dorado. Yeah, hey.
So we
Shout out to
stayed.
Duolingo. Duolingo, we're
No,
looking for sponsors.
shout out to Benny because she's helping me with my Spanish. Um, so we stayed there and the valet Jose like asked like what we were looking for food.
I asked the
Um,
valet, hey, where can
oh
we get
yeah,
a good mofongo at
right.
around here? Because it had been years for me since I had been back to the island.
Yeah.
The last time I had been back to the island was 20.
I don't know.
It was before I went to Korea. So it was
It was a
like
while then.
2011.
Yeah.
So
So
it was
the
like 4 or 5 years.
craziest part about this though is that I took him to his own to El Yunque, which is the national rainforest there in Puerto Rico, and he's lived there. Like that's where he's from. So
Yeah,
I'm the very
I don't think
adventurous
it's
type.
very rare though. A lot of Puerto Ricans that are born and raised in Puerto Rico, I don't think we visit El Yunque as something you do on the weekends. Am I wrong? Y'all ever been to the Yunque? You've been. Look at that. So
Wow.
yeah, those two were.
It's a lot of chinchorreo over there, okay?
Yeah, we go up the street, down the block, and that's it. Nobody goes to the Yunque. That's very touristy, but beautiful experience. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they said to try out Katrina's, which was on the beach, not too far away. And really that's where we got the idea from because it was the first time I think I ordered mofongo with shrimp.
Fongo con churrasco.
Mm-hmm.
I love telling
And
this story. Can I tell it?
sure.
We get to Catrinas. I asked the valet. We get to Catrinas. Which by the way, if you are in Puerto Rico visiting, go to Dorado, check out Catrinas. Tell them Jose and they are from Mofongo King sent you. They will know who we are. I actually had the pleasure of, after what, 8, 9 years since, well, 7, 8 years
More
since we've
because
had this experience,
oh yeah.
right? Because I was just down there a few months ago,
Yeah.
and I actually had the pleasure of meeting the owners for the first time. And they've been the owners for, I want to go crazy. I want to say more than 30 years, more than 20 years, let's say.
I think
So
so.
they've been owners for a while. Um, and I actually told them the story that I'm about to tell you guys, and uh, the lady shed a tear. I shed a tear. I hugged her husband. It was crazy. It was a beautiful experience. But we're having dinner, and my wife is eating mofongo, and she is blown away by Mofongo.
Mm-hmm.
We own the Mofongo King. I'm not downplaying the deliciousness of Mofongo and how good it is. But she acted like this was a $5,000 dish from
Forget the
somewhere else.
5,000. It was delicious. Like something that I'm like, what is this? What makes a mofongo?
She went crazy. And I said, look, anybody can make this. This is green plantains fried. Like, it's really not a science. Like, I'm glad you love it. Yeah, I made a good
No. Wait,
decision.
wait. He didn't say anybody could make this. Verbatim, he looks me in my eyes and he says, a monkey could make
I
this.
did.
And I said,
I did say. I did say. I said you could train a monkey to make this.
what?
Yeah. She said, "Oh, really? If it's that simple,
Why
then when
are
we
you
get
not
back
making
home,
it?
why don't you take the food truck and turn it into this? Like make mofongo
Mm-hmm.
or make Puerto Rican food." Mind it. At the time, I couldn't boil water correctly. I have no experience at the time with kitchen or cooking or any of that. So, but I did take it as a challenge. So
He
when
was
we,
a great hot dog maker.
hey, bro, you know how I used to make hot dogs in the microwave? Anybody else make hot dogs in
Oh,
the microwave?
that
Right?
used to drive me
Please let
crazy.
me know in the comments if you make hot dogs in the microwave. That was a thing at home. You knew to take them out when they started popping.
It
Am I
used to
crazy or
drive me
not?
nuts.
Right? So
Him and his brother are major
my
hot
brother
dog
is a
lovers.
glizzy connoisseur. He eats 6 in a sitting, and he's crazy. What? Remember when Edwin pulled up to bro? We got invited to a party. It was like a, I'm not gonna say a
He
formal
had
dinner, but it was like New Year's or something like that, right?
we told everybody to bring food
But
for
it was New
this
Year's, right?
or
Something
Thanksgiving or
Thanksgiving.
something.
He pulled up with a tray of glizzies, bro. A
Yeah,
tray of hot dogs.
crazy.
My brother's crazy. But I took the whole, hey, why don't you make Mofongo thing as a challenge? Because we were not doing good. So
Mhm.
I remember coming home and I started messing around with Mofongos, which if you go to the Mofongo King Facebook page, you could go all the way down to the original pictures and you could see some of my first creations on there. Uh I'm gonna say it myself, they're very shitty, extremely shitty. Um, excuse me. I started at the time. Well, yeah, I used to go on YouTube. I want to say YouTube, a lot of Google and like
Yeah, he looked
Facebook
up like
recipes.
how to do
I started looking
everything.
up ideas on how to make them. Long story short, we had a close family friend lose his job he was a chef.
Hmm.
He lost his job,
In
reached out to
Orlando.
my mom and asked her if I was still messing around with the food truck game. I said yes. He said, well, if you are willing, I could go up there and teach you a few things. I drove down that same day. I closed the food truck early. I'll never forget it. And I put, thank you guys. Everything's been sold out. I was lying. I didn't sell a damn dollar that day. I took my ass to Orlando, grabbed this man who I owe him. Man, honestly, everything that's in my business is thanks to Nolito. Um, the idea was for him to stay with us for a week, right? He was gonna stay with us for a week, help me cook a few things.
Little beknownst to me. He lived with us for 18 months. It went from
Yeah.
1 week. Babe, he's gonna stay for 1 week. Oh no, he's gonna stay for a month.
Well, what happened
18
was
months.
within the week we had a picture, which was this was 2017.
Yeah.
We had a picture go viral, which viral at the time was like
On a photo.
I think it was
Crazy.
a picture that went like 20,000 likes or
It
something
was
like
a
that.
lot,
I think
yeah.
it's still on the Facebook page, and that at the time that was like viral.
Yeah.
So I remember waking him up the next day and telling him like, "Hey, I don't know what this means, but a lot of people have seen us, so let's just prep for the day." So I remember, man, I must have been down to like my last $300 or something like that. I remember we went to 3 stores. We went to Sam's, Bravo's, and then I forget the other store. And we bought like a few things, and we went back to cook.
Hmm.
And the reason why we still open business at 11 now is because I remember at the time we were prepping a few things and cooking, and he asked me, "Hey, what time are you gonna open up the truck?" I said, I don't have an actual time. Why? Like, should we open now?" It was like 10:20. And he's like, "Oh, look outside." And when we looked outside, there must have been 10, maybe 15 people waiting for us to open.
Hmm.
So I said, "Oh shit, are we ready by 11?" And he said, "Yeah, we're ready by 11." So we opened at 11, and from that day, we never looked back. So he lived with us for almost 2 years
Yeah.
because I told him, I said, hey, I don't have any money to pay you right now, but where one people can eat, two can eat, and where two can eat, three can eat. So I have my house, bro. You can stay with me and we'll make it happen. And man, God bless him. Man, yeah. Long story short, that led to 2.5 years of hard work and grind. Then the restaurant.
Yeah. So how we came
And
into the
this.
restaurant. He calls me one day. He had been talking about how he wanted to get into a restaurant, and I was very scared of this. I tell everybody who knows Jose and I that he's like he takes a lot of risks. What do I say? I say I'm the idea maker, you're the risk taker. Is that what I said it was?
Some of the
So
things
I
he told me.
always I have a good feeling about things and I take action. So like anything, it could be a house, it could be a car, it could be anything. If I have a feeling about it, that's the one. And it's always worked out for us, I'd say. The only thing is that Jose is very like ambitious, which is not a bad thing at all, right? I feel like we balance each other, but I also feel like he is the reason that I might have like heart
Get the
issues one
fuck out
day.
of
No, I'm just
here.
kidding. I'm not. um but it's because he's always trying to find something better or more or just improving our circumstances, like not all eggs in one basket. And sometimes that scares me, but I also feel like that's also worked out. That's kind of where his pull has come in. Um, so when we got into he calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, there's a place up the street that I'm gonna meet someone."
Well, before you remember, we went from Fort Pierce, the food truck,
Oh yeah.
to Port St. Lucie at a gas station.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what made the move happen.
Yeah.
We went to the gas station, which I'm not gonna give nobody no promo because that ended up bad. Not
Yeah.
bad, but they treated us like shit. And
Mhm.
they pretty much told us like, "Oh, you don't like it? Pack your bags, get out of here." And on the way home,
Yeah.
that's when I stopped by to look at
The, it
what's
w-
now Mofongo.
It was like, what was it before? Like some kind of barbecue spot or
It had just
something.
been a barbecue spot. Yeah, that had just closed it down.
And it was terrible in there. He was all excited. He's like, come, let's look. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm looking around and it looked like they stripped everything out, but it was also really dirty. Like it was insane, let's just
Place was
say.
nasty.
Yeah. And thankfully we have um a friend who helped us.
Yep.
Um,
Shout out to Eddie Arevalo, the monster. He
mhm,
I called him. Eddie's been a been in real estate for
in multiple states as well. So
damn, for as long as I know him.
yeah.
I remember I saw the spot and I called them to find out, hey, what do I have to do to take a look at this place?
Mhm.
And he said, oh, I'll call right now. I'll take care of it. I think it was that same afternoon he pulled up, right?
Yeah.
Eddie pulls up with the key to the spot. We get in there. We see the place. We speak briefly about the idea and how long would it take and this and that. And before I knew it, we're leaving and he's gonna make a proposal for us to get the spot.
Mhm.
I think he was able to get us like 6 months free rent,
Yeah, and it had
some
like
other
all these
things,
things that like
a few
because we
clauses.
really didn't have anything at the time.
We had shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this now, Eddie, my bad, but we must have had a few $1,000s of just like revolving money,
Yeah,
and then I borrowed money from Eddie to
get in there.
get in there.
Mhm.
Uh, I borrowed money from multiple people to make it happen. Um, yeah, and that's how wow. I completely forgot about all
Yep,
those details.
it was crazy. But we ended up getting the restaurant and I was still in the military at the time, so in total I did about 10 years. I signed a 6-year contract for the reserves and I was just on my way out of transitioning to civilian life completely. Um It was a
What do you mean by
crazy.
transitioning? That's a weird thing to put in
Shut up. I can't.
there. You gotta be careful when you
So
these things.
I had a baby, thank you.
Okay.
But so
She went from being
basically,
in the military to becoming a civilian again.
yeah.
That sounded a lot better.
Okay.
Thank you.
So basically, I got out of the military, or I was getting out, and they were not understanding about the situation. Like, we're busting our ass trying to get into this restaurant. Like, we're waiting on permitting and all these things. And people don't understand how much time that takes and how much energy, um, how strong you have to be with someone who is an entrepreneur, first of all, because this life, I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. And it was difficult because we had two different like schedules going on.
Life was different back then too.
Yeah, I mean, we were young, so it's like you're still trying to indulge in the young life, but you still want these things. You need to maintain these things. So it was a lot that was happening. But I kind of got this sense of like, okay, like I could finally work. And this was around the time I was very against putting Halia in daycare. And she was at the age where she could talk, she could tell us what's going on. She's very smart. And I decided, yeah, actually, we're gonna put you in like she was going to VPK, so she was already gonna be there half the day. I was like, we're gonna keep you in until the evening so that I could go work. And I worked at the restaurant for a while. Um, it was honestly, I missed those days. Those days were fun because we were all together. There was me, Jose, El Viejo, Edwin, your brother. Um, it was we were all there making things happen. I remember the opening day, we were extremely overwhelmed with like the love. There were so many people there that we couldn't fit anyone in the restaurant. And we kept cycling out people that came that day. And we were exhausted because we were constantly working. But I think we were so proud of like the fruits of our labor. Um, and it was a totally different transition from the food truck to then um the restaurant life.
That's life changing, and not in the not in the money sense.
Yeah.
It's life changing in the sense of a food truck is very manageable once you understand the business. Inventory is easier. Working itself, like working in the food truck itself, is easier. Once you get a restaurant, the commitment of the longer hours, the opening every day, uh, offering more of a professional service to the customers. Because people don't realize that either. Like when you're in a food truck, it's almost like grab and go. Grab your stuff and go. You don't got to clean up after anybody. You don't got to serve
Yeah.
nobody at the table. When you have a restaurant and you want to be a good restaurant, you have to be picky with these things. And I think that was the biggest thing for me learning wise. That took me the longest
Yeah, it did.
to finally get to a point where I could train properly and not do somebody's job for them and have the restaurant run. So
Right. Yeah, I think the good thing about our background with being in the military is uh we learned we learned what we wanted. As like in the military, you,
we learned how not to be a shitty
yes,
fucking
a leader.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
like
leader. Damn,
leader.
talking in Spanish.
Yeah, so I think that's the best thing. Like I'm the stricter one, right? So like I should have been a drill sergeant. Um,
um, I got a funny story about you being strict and almost a drill sergeant one day. We must have been open at the restaurant for what, maybe 2 months already?
mm,
If you know the story that I'm about to tell.
when I fired someone?
Someone. The entire staff.
No, I didn't fire everybody.
What?
Everybody just felt my wrath.
Look, my dad, Nolo, and I go to West Palm Beach to go get some.
Tell me why three men need to go together and
Hold-
get an order that
I'm
didn't
about
even.
to. I'm about to explain. So we had been working. I think it must have been like 3 months. I remember we had been working nonstop for like 90 days. And that day we realized like, okay, we got staff. You know, we felt a little bit comfortable with being able to, let's go get some things and let's get out of the damn restaurant for 2 hours. Cool. We drive down West Palm, which for those of you that don't know, Port St. Lucie to West Palm, 40 minutes. We go buy a few things. We decide to stop by and grab some lunch before we head back this way. I get a call from my beautiful wife asking me where I'm at.
I called him 4 times before he picked up.
Might or might not be a little exaggeration.
Mm-mm.
When I finally get to talking to her, I'm telling her, I'm having lunch with the guys. We're about to head back. She's like, you need to head back here right now. Mind that it's already like 11:30, so the restaurant's been open for like 30 minutes. Thankfully, we've always been busy. We were doing good. I said, what do you mean? Everything okay? She says, yes, everything's okay, but so-and-so came in late, had an attitude. So the attitude led to me firing everyone.
I did not fire
She
everyone.
fired
You keep
everyone.
saying that.
There was only like 3 staff members in
No,
the
no.
restaurant, so you fired everyone.
Everybody left because I was not polite about this
Whatever.
firing.
We rush back to the restaurant. When we get back to the restaurant's pretty busy. We have one girl in the front, which was Julie at the time. She was handling the front. And my beautiful wife, who had never made a mofongo in her life, was running the kitchen.
I did. That's a lie. I wanted to do that. Actually, this is how much of a worker I say I like to be. He wanted me to focus on paperwork and employees' files and schedules, and I could quite literally wipe my ass with that stuff because I would rather be working. So I wanted to make mofongo. I wanted to be in the kitchen. I had to make mofongo that day because I fired the person that was on mofongo. So
which was my brother and his girlfriend at the time.
Ex-girlfriend. And
so,
yes. Things happen for a reason.
If you're wondering if her strictness or her seriousness, it's real. It's real.
And I told him if he tried to change my mind about it, I would fire him too, and he shut up.
Yeah.
Love you, Edwin.
Yeah. We've come a long way from those days. Now we keep her away from the restaurant so that she doesn't fire anybody while I'm not there.
Okay.
But it works out. We worked hard. The restaurant's been a great experience. We from opening obviously to surviving COVID.
That was a blessing.
To surviving after COVID, which for me personally, as a restaurant owner, after COVID times were tougher than COVID times, because excluding the health situations with people. I know a lot of people, lost family members and things. I'm not talking about the difficulties on that. I'm talking about as a restaurant itself. We did great. We quickly shifted to goes. We did all that stuff. We did it. We're very efficient. We made good money. We survived, and we survived with ease. After COVID times, where prices just shot up and merchandise was tough to get, and people didn't want to work because of all the assistance they were getting. So obviously, we had to shift fire with the amount we paid and a bunch of stuff. That was tough. I think that was the toughest time. Yeah, out of everything in the restaurant game.
I think that really put like perspective for Jose and I in like this entrepreneurship, because we are not in control of those things. But I will say that between Jose and I, we've always remained the type of people, and this is kind of maybe why we struggled some of the time, is we are very humble and giving people. And I think that the reason we struggled for so long is like we wanted for so long to be the kind of people that people could afford to come and eat at for as long and through all of the inflation. And that took a toll on us because while we were trying to remain cheap for everyone, I mean, we were even doing what, like during the summers and those things when after COVID and all those things were really hard, we were like trying to do lunch for kids and things like that. Like we were still trying to remain these giving, caring people. And we literally, it affected us so much that like things weren't getting taken care of on our end. And it was one of those things that really put like Jose and I in this place of like, what are you doing? No, what are you doing? Because we still had a family to take care of. We still had a home. We still had all these things. And so I just had to kind of explain to him, like, I understand that we want to be these people, but we also have to take care of ourselves too. So, you know, all thanks to God that like we've always been able to pull through those things. But I think it's just because we're genuinely those kind of people that are always trying to like not take advantage of someone or something or a situation. It's that we're still trying to be the kind of people that um want to give back and want to help and want to be fair. And I think that makes why we're so blessed like with things and how I'm able to or how we're able to call out certain things that we know is good for us. Kind of like what happened with us getting in the studio. Jose just kept telling me that he wanted to do something and we were like talking about it for a while cuz he has a what is that? A like a den downstairs in our house.
Game room.
A game, well, yeah, a man cave.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about like how we wanted to, again, Jose wants to find something better. He wants to do more than what he's doing. And I support him in all that he chooses to do. Is it always easy? No, but I trust him as my partner to like know that the next steps that he's gonna make is something that's gonna benefit us. We're a team. So when he started talking about it, I was like, okay, can we make this happen in the garage? Can we make this happen here? And then we started talking about it. We're like, well, I think it's better if we do it someplace where it's not in our home. People won't have to come to our home like
We
professionally.
spoke, yeah, we spoke on developing a professional setting,
Mm-hmm.
which you guys are only looking at a set here, but I think we've done a pretty good job at creating a space where we can bring anybody in here.
Yeah.
Whether it's a local restaurant owner or business owner to a top tier artist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, this is I think this is my last project though. Studio. We're gonna focus. Yeah, we'll focus on
For
YouTube
now.
for a while. No, I think I found what I want to do. You know, I think it's focus on YouTube. Um, I'm gonna come back to this, but because I don't want to lose
Mm-hmm.
the track of the line that we were going in. The the reason why we end up here was because after COVID and the situation at the restaurant got tough. I think you'll remember because I mean you were there. We like I said, we opened at 11 at the restaurant. Um, can't remember the date exactly, but excuse me. The videos on Facebook and on Instagram and all that stuff. We opened the restaurant at 11. We go all the way up to 1:30 in the afternoon, and we don't sell a single plate. We were doing bad. I think we must have had like what, maybe 6 months left of life in the restaurant, if that.
Yeah.
It was shitty. Um, I had already seen people do. I've I'm ov- I've always been a fan of comedy, stand up comedy, uh, skits, series, that kind of stuff. But I love comedy. I think I live my life by it. I don't like to be upset. I like to be happy all the time. So I tell my wife and some of the girls that were there, I'm like, hey, I got an idea. You guys mind coming out in a video? No, we'll do it. What do you think? And I remember telling Deora, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna park my truck in front of the restaurant. I'm gonna get underneath it and act like y'all ran me over
Mm-hmm.
and just come around running and acting like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? And it kind of flowed. One of the girls was like, oh my God, what a tragedy. And then I was like, tragedy? That tragedy is that you haven't tried one of these lunch
Mm-hmm.
specials, right? And it flowed. I think we did it in like one take. Actually, you end up laughing at the end of the video. If you go back and look at the video,
Yeah.
like we had no mics, we had no professional cameras, we had no
No, I
nothing.
think we had that really cheap mic
We
that
didn't
I
have a
found.
mic then.
No?
No,
Oh,
that was
okay.
our first ever video. Um, before this
Yeah.
new round of consistency, I'm talking about that was when we first started,
Mm-hmm.
and that video, I want to say went viral. I want to say it had like over 200,000 views on each platform, and I saw people come to the restaurant as fast as like as soon as the
That,
next day,
yeah.
and I was like, oh man, You know, we're
This might
talking,
be
this
it.
is what, 2023, 24, I think, almost?
When did I
This
get
is like 2 years back. So, you know, it was like you still promoted your restaurant as, come and try this delicious meal
but in a
for
funny way.
$11.99, right? Like nobody was really funny. Nobody was
Yeah.
mm, doing comedy, or at least hardcore comedy like what we started doing.
Mhm.
And we did that. I found myself being so invested into making videos that led to what we were talking about earlier. Then we started making them at home, and
Yeah.
then you started getting into it as well, and we did all that.
Yeah.
That leading to this, to me, it's like a full circle moment from, and this wasn't rehearsed. This is me just thinking as I'm listening to you talk.
Mhm.
Going all the way back from 2017 to going to Puerto Rico, uh, trying to fix our setup, to doing all that, to now being here, like you said, in our very own studio.
Mhm.
Um, this is, yeah, I would have never, not even think it, but guessed it or any of that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it's been a wild ride.
super crazy experience. Like I said in the beginning of this segment, this is all thanks to you, thanks to the support that you not only give me but give us as a family. What you do for all of us.
I realize we're missing tissues over here.
No, no, I mean it. Obviously, like John, his cousin, everybody that has a part in this, my dad, um, everybody that has a part in this, it's I'm more than grateful for, thankful for. But you are the glue to all this. Um, so thank you. I love you. We're gonna cut it short because if I keep going with this, it'll turn into a sob story. So we'll save it for another episode. But yeah, I think that kind of sums up a little bit of what we are and what we do.
Mhm.
And yeah, just so that everybody knows, she's only Puerto Rican by injection. Stop telling us uh
That I
that we
should
have
just.
to speak Spanish. I see a lot of rude comments on our YouTube videos. Oh, now they think they're better than us speaking English. I'm like, what the fuck? My wife is Hawaiian. She knows some Spanish, but not enough for us to carry a gangster conversation.
And everybody who asks, I'm not just Hawaiian. Yes, I took on the Hawaiian aura. My grandma would smack the shit out of me if she if she knew I just walk around telling everybody I'm just Hawaiian. I'm Hawaiian, Samoan, Portuguese, Japanese. So
A
I've got a
mutt.
little mix,
She's a
but
mutt.
um
So with that being said, my daughter is more Puerto Rican than anything.
no. Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, this has been a pleasure. Um, I love you. Thank you for doing this. I know this is weird for you.
Mhm.
So until next time.